So with Firestorm coming out, I'm sure some of you guys saw my. Let me turn down this brightness on my light. It's a little out there. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm sure some of you guys saw my top 5 cards that I'm most excited for. So with the locals that I go to, it is in Columbia, Maryland, and it was actually really fun this week because I brought a deck that I'm super excited to show you guys and that I think actually has a lot of merit. So I'm not going to waste any time. I just realized when editing this, I never mentioned what this deck actually did. So at my locals, there's in between 12 to 13 people, depending on the week. And there's some really good people that go there. Like buddy CJ goes, who is a rules helper. We have an actual judge. So people who know the game pretty well. And this actually went 3-1. And I ended up winning the event, I guess I'll say. So it did very well. And the one set that I lost is because I just didn't have an out to a Voltempest. And I made many misplays, allowing something to stay on board whenever I shouldn't have. So that's about the biggest weakness of the deck. But let's get back into what the actual deck is. Let's just jump into it. So we're going to start off 3 Astrabbit, 3 Peliquarius. The simple idea behind this is that glare is awful. We'll start it down here. Triple Astrabbit, triple Peliquarius. This is kind of like your utility. You want to start with them if you don't have the other key pieces to it. Astrabbit is Astrabbit, but this lets you search out your other water elestrals, specifically your 1-drops, which is really huge. And those 1-drops are going to be 3 of the regular galaxy, 3 of the new galaxy, or 2 Sluggle if you're a little bit low on healing. So as you can tell, we're playing 6 whales. Honestly, they're just some of the best cards in the game right now because they go 1 for 1 very easily. So anytime that you have a galaxy in hand, you're kind of sort of set, and it makes it a lot easier to go about the game. And there isn't much that they don't go 1 for 1 for. Like Tornigen, they go 1 for 1 for. Specifically, Champion of Poseidon Galaxy. So you can kind of sort of filter it to how you want to filter it. But then the real piece de resistance of this deck is going to be your 2 of Tadpuff and your triple GLAUBY. So I got asked a bunch whenever I put this video out. I got a bunch of DMs about it. I'm not going to say a bunch. I'm going to say like 3 or 4 saying, so what's the idea? Do you just LMAO GLAUBY? Kind of, yes. But as you can see with this deck, you have some very important pieces right here with these 6 cards to grind through the game. Your Sorlets, your Chrysaors, your Lycavoids, everything pretty much can be outed with these cards right here. So not only is your beginning grind game not reliant on GLAUBY, your end game is also not reliant on it because you have a bunch of 1-drops that can do it. This is kind of like a fun little throw-in to make it a little bit more difficult on your opponent and force a little bit different of a play style. So, for example, I mean, I'm going to go over this a little bit more, but if you're in a position to where you have 2 of your galaxies on field, you can just Tadpuff, expend, cast, special cast, and then ascend over into GLAUBY to then search one of the 2 cards that GLAUBY wants to always search. So, speaking of the cards that GLAUBY wants to always search, let's go ahead and take a look at the runes. So, first thing, obvious, every single deck is going to be running this, and that is going to be the triple Ambro. You need heal. So super obvious, triple Ambro almost always. Now for the back row, it's a little bit light, I'm not gonna lie to you, but you're gonna have your 3 Gorgons, your 3 Shield, your 2 Tsunami, your 2 PTA. So this is 10, but then I also have 2 Monsoon. Everybody knows what this lineup is. It's a good lineup, it's your base area lineup. But the Monsoon of Eurus is really good in a couple different key places that I'm going to show off here in a minute whenever I talk about the actual combos of the deck. But basic must-haves. I don't care what anybody says. If you take this out, it's because you're putting in a different card that I'm going to go over here in just a little bit. So your Rune row is pretty basic. And then to top it all off, we have the mandatory 1 Earthquake. I run 2 Atlantis and 3 Rise from the Depths. Why do I run 2 Atlantis? Because Brumalinx is actually really good. And being able to let them play their first mountains. You play in Atlantis. If they play a second mountains, you've got a second Atlantis. So you can kind of go 1-for-1 with that. And your Atlantis is searchable, just like how their Mountains of Boreas is searchable. So it's very, very important to be able to search both of them. And it's very important for Rise from the Depths. So with that, let's talk about the side deck. And then I'm going to go over some really, really, really good combo pieces because... Sorry, it's hot in my room. It is like miserably hot in my room, but I do want to go over the side deck real quick. So first thing, triple hurricane. If you're taking out Monsoon, you're putting in triple hurricane every single time. And it's only because with this deck, sometimes GLAUBY is okay to do whenever they're setting back row, but if it's a mid game and you know your opponent is playing like a big scare deck, like a Voltempest, a Pharaohgeist, a Phosphocell, anything like that, and you want to wipe out the back row to be able to clear the board, you want triple hurricane. Very, very important. Next up is double Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box is really, really good. I've been saying this for a very long time. Good card because it stops a lot of things that currently search. So your bears, they search a lot. This stops a bunch of the bear search, which is pretty key. And then I'm running 2 Foamy in case I want to be able to bounce Foamy into a Galaxy or Foamy into a Sluggle or anything like that to be able to kind of keep up momentum a little bit. And then of course I'm running 2 Cryoblast and then a 3rd Atlantis. And I'm also running a 3rd Monsoon in the side. Now the 3rd Monsoon in the side is kind of like a, okay, if I'm playing water as well and I want to be able to battle trick with my Galaxy, I want to have a 3rd Monsoon. Don't really care about the suppress effect. I care about the battle trick of swapping the water effects. So then of course 2 Boombat for spot removal and then a Flurmine and a Lycaris. This is the side deck. I'm gonna be honest with you, didn't put in Boombat a single time. Put this in a lot. I put this in a good amount just because I went up against a Frost deck, which is pretty good. Didn't put this in a single time. Didn't put this in a single time. Put this in almost every single game inside. And usually in game 2, I would put this in. Game 3, I would take this out. So very, very, very good side deck in my opinion. It has a lot of things to stop specific threats. So let's go ahead and talk about the combos that are possible with this deck. Okay, so the majority of the games that you're going to want to either start out with an Astrabbit or a Peliquarius. Let's say you start out with a Peliquarius, you throw it into defense because it's a pretty good body, and then you get Galaxy and you add Galaxy to your hand. Ideally, you want your hand to have some combination of this and back row. So if you have this, you want back row. If you have this, you want back row. If you have this, you want back row. And whenever you're going for the combo pieces, Riot Games just popped up on my other monitor, and I don't know why. That was weird. Don't know what that was. So let's say you go Peliquarius, you search Galaxy, and then the next turn you cast Galaxy and set 1 face down, swing over something, and you're just sitting here, okay? If you're just sitting here and they go to cast because you've not received, so you're currently sitting at a 3/6, and they cast out a Sorlet, right? They elect not to switch the effect. So what you can do is in battle step, you can go Monsoon, enchant a water to Galaxy to swap all stats on the field, and then it now beats over the Sorlet. Really, really, really good battle trick in combination with Galaxy. Very, very, very good, but especially whenever it's in battle step and they can't do anything about it. The other really fun thing that I enjoyed doing a lot. So I'm missing a card. I know what I'm missing. So this combo that I really enjoyed doing involved Rise from the Depths. If you already have one in your hand, it's even better. If you don't, it's whatever. So let's say you have any combination of either one of these cards or your regular Galaxy in the underworld, right? And let's say you have like another Galaxy on board. So let's say this is super late game and they've been able to like out a few things, you've done healed, you've done a bunch of stuff, and you have a few things in the underworld. If you don't want to lose this Galaxy, but you want to do something a little fun for a push, you can go Rise from the Depths, cast Sluggle, heal 3. Ascend into GLAUBY to then search another Rise from the Depths from your deck, and then go Rise from the Depths and get out either a Sluggle to heal 3 again, or another big attacker, specifically your base set Galaxy, to now turn it from a like kind of mediocre attack board to a 6-3, a 10-7, and a 6-3. I did that so many times, I can't even begin to tell you, because you just grind out the beginning game and you're like, well, if it goes to the underworld, I will always have access to it by Rise from the Depths. So very, very, very fun combos that you can pull off with this deck, and they're very easy combos to pull off with this deck. So it's by far, I named this deck Whale Tails because it's funny to name a deck after a thong. I think that's hilarious. But it's also just whales. The only thing that I could have considered adding into this would have been Galaxair, because Galaxair would have been very, very cool to have a third whale and also have a little bit of utility to target once per turn. So like if you have a Champ Galaxy that you cast, like a Champion of Poseidon Galaxy that you cast to swap everything, which then turns something on their field stronger because it's a defense position Elestral or a defense like big booty guy, you can then Galaxair to swap it back to make it weak. But let's just go over the spirit math real quick. We have in total 12 water, which by the way, I'm missing some Dallas spirits. If any of you guys have some more of them and you're willing to sell them, let me know. 12 of these, 3 Lycoris, 2 Zaptor, 2 Terratlas for your Earthquake. This is for your Astrabbit and your Hurricane in the side, and your extra wind is because you also have Hurricane in the side. But ultimately, I never found myself wanting any more spirits than this. I never found myself wishing I had more water, more wind, more anything. I felt as though the whole deck just functioned almost brain dead, as bad as it sounds. It was a very, very, very brainless deck, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Give this deck a try, guys. Seriously, give this deck a try. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, side note, yeah, if you're selling any of the spirits from Dallas, let me know. I will buy them from you. But also, if you have any full art runes of the like Gorgon's Gaze, PTA, Shield, Tsunami, anything like that, that you're also willing to sell me, hit your boy up. I will buy it. I will trade. I've got some fun stuffs that I can trade for it as well. But now I'm getting out of here. Bye-bye.